Greetings and salutations, my great, wonderful, amazing, beautiful, and superb friends. Hope you're having your best year ever. Thank you for joining Kaylee and I for a brand new series. It's on absolutely one of my favorite topics. And the topic is being happy. Because on this journey of life, if you're not happy, what's the point? And I know from living my life and being almost 50 years old, 50 years young, I definitely know what happiness isn't, and I definitely know what happiness is. And we're going to come out of the gates so I can share with you exactly what I mean. But we're going to start out today's video with a quote from T.S. Eliot. I find it very appropriate for this whole series, which is going to be 8 videos long. And the quote reads as such: "Only those who will risk seeing how far they can go will find out how far they can go." And that's appropriate because in 1996, I found out how far I could go in the opposite direction of happiness. I'm not going to go into all of the details of my childhood, but suffice to say, I had lost my happiness and I couldn't find it. And like so many people across the world, and especially in this great country we live in, America, I became one of those people that thought the only way I can find my happiness again is if I buy it back. So I set about this quest when I was in my teens to make as much money as I could so I could buy my happiness back as quickly as I could. And in 1996, I'm going to guess 1995, at 22 years old, I was able to buy a house. It had the white picket fence. Actually, it had the brown wood fence, but the white picket fence sounded better. You know, we Hollywoodize things. I had the 2 golden retrievers. I had the sports car out front. And I had the wife with the long blonde hair. And I had something else that I had had for a long time. No happiness. Make no mistake, I'm not a spoiled brat. I was very thankful for all of these things, but it felt like there was something badly missing inside. And on top of that, the career I had as a leader at a very big supermarket chain, I was working a lot. And it began to unravel. My wife left me for another man, took the old dogs, and the house and the car, they just weren't doing it for me. And I could feel that something was really, really missing. And one day, I was driving over to my parents' house, and I was stopped at a 4-way stop. When the ex goes jogging by, her new man, who I assumed back then he must be a lot better than me, he went jogging by, and the 2 dogs were kind of trailing, like it's a little bit behind. And I was tired. I thought there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't be happy with all of these things. And then I saw them together. And I was listening to The Doors, LA Woman. And I decided to do a beeline from my parents' house back to my house. And I pulled into the garage. I shut the garage door. And I left the car running. And I thought, I'm going to bed, and I'm going to bed for the last time. Because I thought there really must be something wrong with me. I thought there was genetically something wrong with me, and I just needed to go away. And I was sitting in there in the garage, coughing. The garage was windowless, by the way. Maybe a couple minutes left on this earth. I mean, I took it that freaking far. It's hard to share this story. It's even a little bit embarrassing, but I believe there's far more people out there that are leading a life of quiet desperation than not. And I want to show you through this series that you can get past it. You can get past it. And as I'm there in the car, highly depressed, thinking about my ex-wife with her new guy, the dogs, everything unraveling, fate steps in, and I start thinking about my dad. And I started thinking about the first time I had seen him cry. And I thought, man, imagine how much he's going to cry when he finds you and you didn't show up for dinner. And I decided to call the emergency line on, it was either my Humana or Cigna card. I don't remember. Didn't know why. I just felt called to do it. I dial the number up. The person answers the phone, and I'm just like, boy, they don't know what's about to hit them. And I say, hey, this is John Dunn. I'm in my car. It's running. It's in the garage. I'm killing myself. You ever make a call like that? It's pretty heavy. And the lady at least told me it was her first day on the job. She said, did you say suicide? Did you say suicide, John? This is my first day on the job. I don't know what to do. Can I put you on hold for 2 minutes? She asked. Keep in mind, I had 2 minutes left, maybe. She is asking to put me on hold. And I let out this laugh, this smile. I remember it was dark in the garage. But I remember laughing so hard that as I looked in the rearview mirror, I could see the white of my teeth. And I hung up the phone. Because I had just, in the darkest freaking moment of my whole life, I had done something I hadn't done in a long time. I laughed and I smiled. And I realized in that moment that the door to happiness, it doesn't open outwards into the things of the world, that it opened inwards. And once I knew I was capable of being happy and smiling, I knew, statistically speaking, I was a pretty good math student, that I could do it again and again and again. And I knew, as much as I loved to work and I was a hard worker, that I could apply that to the door opening inward and I could become the happiest guy in the world. And that I could actually learn to take that suffering and teach other people how to be happy. Kaylee and I, thanks to your help, we helped 100,000 people become happy last year. And we couldn't be happier. And we're not even doing it for the almighty dollar. But the lesson I want you to take away from this video, round one, the door to happiness opens inward. It's not going to come from the external. Happiness is a choice you're gonna have to make every day, and happiness is an inside job. In leading into some future videos, you have to understand you're not defective. I wasn't defective. It was just that the culture had been lying to me my whole life about what happiness is and what happiness isn't. And in this series, in the 7 following videos, you're going to learn what happiness is and what happiness isn't. Because I can assure you, if you live in this great yet imperfect country that we live in, that you've been lied to about what happiness is and what happiness isn't. But I was that low. That's how far I was willing to go. And then once I learned that my choices led me to that bad part, I learned that my choices could lead me to the other direction. So let's have a great series. We love you all. And remember, happiness is an inside job. It's not external. To close out, the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer, there is no path to happiness, but happiness is the way. Hey, hey. See you on Friday.
Thank you so much for watching the first video of our new series. Dad and I want you to be happy, and we want to leave the world off a better place. And we also want to help another million people be happy, so please hit like, subscribe, and share.